An episode of This One Time in Kankakee from the WVLI Podcast Network will start right after this. Support for This One Time in Kankakee comes from the Kankakee Area YMCA. The Kankakee Area YMCA is more than just a gym. It's a movement of thousands of people making positive changes in their lives and their community. The YMCA is Kankakee's premier provider of family health and wellness. Become a Y member today at their location on Kennedy Drive in Kankakee or at k3ymca.org. For youth development, for healthy living, for social responsibility. The Kankakee Area YMCA. Support for This One Time in Kankakee comes from Raven Spring Media, where method, media, and mindfulness create impact. From video production, photography, animation, and team building, Raven Spring Media creates compelling content that captures your brand's unique story in a strategic way. With over 20 years of visual storytelling experience, Raven Spring Media brings together creative expertise and a fresh perspective to every project they undertake. Begin your story today at ravenspringmedia.com.
This one time in Kankakee, we raised over $500,000 for an inclusive playground in less than a year.
Welcome to This One Time in Kankakee from the WVLI Podcast Network. I'm Jake LaMore. Most of the stories we tell on this show are about local history or neighborhood quirks. But today, we're talking about a story that started right here in Bourbonnais and ended up touching the lives of many around the world. It's a story about Hollie and Jesse Erickson. They're Kankakee County lifers. Hollie grew up in Momence, Jesse in Bourbonnais. They actually crossed paths back in high school without even realizing it. When they finally did connect and marry, they envisioned a standard life here in the community, but their path to parenthood was anything but standard.
We actually struggled to get pregnant right off the bat. And I struggled heavily thinking maybe motherhood isn't in the cards for me. And I probably shouldn't have been so cynical. But it was one of those things where then, to be raw, everywhere I turned, someone was pregnant. And we, with a little help from the doctors with different medicine, we were able to get pregnant with our first after about a year and a half.
Their first son, Lincoln, or Link, was born in 2020. From the start, it was clear he was a bit of an outlier.
He's very intellectual. Jesse actually has taught him the elements of the periodic table, and he has memorized over 70 at the age of 4. He can rattle them off. Hopefully he remembers them by the time he gets to chemistry class. I've always liked the name Lincoln. I think I gravitated toward that just in respect with Abraham Lincoln and then hearing it in random TV shows and conversations. So when I pitched it to Jesse, who is a longtime Zelda fan, he obviously ate that up. So I kind of got to choose the name, but then he wanted the spelling.
It's Linkoln, Link for short.
But even with a gifted firstborn, the Ericksons were soon thrown into a ride they didn't see coming. 9 months after Lincoln was born, they found out they were pregnant again. This time, Hollie wanted a name with a different kind of legacy.
And I was like, oh man, he's going to be a Christmas baby. Like, It's a Wonderful Life. This would be perfect. And then randomly one day I was like, Bedford's actually a really cool name. And everyone gets to choose their own name, and then everyone gets to have opinions about what you name your kid. But not once have I ever second guessed it since that thought came to my head. I'm like, yes, this is so fitting. So I feel like we were leading up to the week before he was born, and Jesse finally was like, yes, that's good. I feel like because he was a December baby, it just worked out perfectly. And now he's my little It's a Wonderful Life baby.
For the first few months, Bedford seemed like a perfectly healthy baby. But parents have a sixth sense for the small things. For Holly, it was Bedford's eyebrows.
We started noticing that his eyebrows always seemed up. And we were like, oh, that's interesting. Like, that's just going to be his trait.
But then we started noticing that it was happening when he was asleep,
Yes,
too.
he would be sleeping with his eyes closed, but his eyebrows would be raised.
Along with the eyebrows came a penguin waddle. At the 15-month appointment, their pediatrician noticed it too. They were sent north to an orthopedic office in New Lenox. That visit turned into one of the worst experiences of Holly's life.
After the x-ray, when the doctor walked back into the room, I just knew something was very wrong. I mean, you could just see it on her face. You could see that she was, like, bracing herself for a hard conversation.
The doctor admitted she had no clue what it was. She referred them to genetics. They had to wait 3 agonizing months for results from a $20,000 test sent overseas.
I took the phone call, and I don't even think I could say the name of it when I got home. But as soon as she told me that, she was very calm, rattling off all this information. But she said, he likely is in pain constantly. I think I checked out mentally.
So Holly was sort of off to the side, listening on speaker, but wanted me to have that conversation with the genetics counselor. And she told me a couple things, but was really leaning on, when we'd had this appointment. And she's like, you're probably going to Google this. I'm like, I'm already Googling it while you're talking. And then I started regurgitating, some of that back to her, which there's not much you can find. There's very few. You do a Google search, you usually get like 1 million options, and this had 10.
The name they finally learned was Schwartz-Jampel Syndrome, or SJS. It is a condition so rare that only 150 cases have been recorded since the 1960s. The medical reality was brutal.
Simply put, they said that they're theorizing he feels like he is a constant Charley horse, but everywhere through his body, and which is why the eyebrows are raised, why his certain muscles on his body look very chiseled, like he has a six-pack. His traps look like he is a full-time athlete. Those are the 2 main places that you notice it, but because his muscles are so tight, it impacts the bone's ability to grow, which then impacts his stature. It impacts the way that the direction that the bones are growing. So much so that it even impacts his mouth, the way that his muscles are contracting in his mouth. It limits the way that his teeth are coming in.
This isn't just a physical limitation. It's a daily exhausting battle for basic tasks.
As soon as I pull the toothbrush out and the little flosser out, he yells and tries to plead, which is heavy. It breaks my heart to have to do that. Obviously, no one loves flossing, or most people don't love flossing. But after you do it, it doesn't hurt as often, but it hurts him every day.
Even a simple car ride is a challenge.
When we started putting him in a car seat, you can't put him in a car seat because he can't sit right. And so you can't buckle the car seat. So we had to get a bigger car seat than his age is supposed to have, which comes with its own issues of driving and danger. But we did not have a choice, and you still can't buckle that thing. And so it's just all these little things that we deal with all day, every day, that people you just won't think about. I mean, one of the other things is that when we hold him, it feels like holding a plank. Most little kids will sort of wrap around you as you hold them, and that actually helps you in carrying their weight. But now Bedford is 3 and change. He's heavier than we should be carrying him all the time, but we still have to carry him all the time.
The diagnosis was a bomb on their lives. Jesse and Holly found themselves flipping roles. When one was strong, the other was tanking. But the hardest part was the community's gaze.
I would be at Jewel or Burkhart's, and someone would see me and stop me in the produce section And I would start talking about it and then just start crying. And I'm like, I cannot be crying above the tomatoes every week. So I was like, I'll start posting. I'll give people very practical, tangible items. So that way when they see me, they can still have that relationship with me, but they have something to work with.
Hollie started posting on TikTok to avoid the grocery store breakdowns. But then she posted a specific video that hit a nerve with the world.
We were just at Perry Farm, and I was sending a video to his PT because we had just gotten immersed in PT and OT. And he was just crawling down. And I was showing her, like, we don't have stairs in our house. Another God thing that we moved to a place that was a ranch. And just feeling the heavy of these kids. You can even link in the background running around in Bedford having to literally crawl down. And me offering my hand and him saying no. So he was a year and a half and he already was telling me, no, I'm going to do it. And I posted that, and the caption on it was, if I had all the money in the world, I'd make every park Bedford friendly. It went viral because there's a town in the UK named Bedford, and everyone was so confused about that.
That video didn't just get views. It got results. It led them to a nonprofit and a match from Little Tykes.
So yeah, we went to the gala in October and walked away with the match at about $275,000. Which is crazy.
While the national attention was huge, the local support was personal. Kankakee County businesses and neighbors began finding creative ways to fill the gap.
We had Jeff Cross do the Ordinary Dads Christmas concert. Jesse's friends from high school reached out and they did Christmas lights on their house and dedicated. I had a friend that I played against in high school from Dixon, Illinois, do a cookie sale and Venmo us money. So it's just, there's so many.
Pie Apothecary did the goat's milk soap. They did a percent of sales for a month.
River Valley's Awana Kids did a fundraiser, and then Grace's Elementary Kids brought in money. Like Sunday morning, we had a $50,000 donation come in.
The goal of a $500,000 playground wasn't a dream. It was fully funded. But the Ericksons weren't just building a park. They were building a network.
Because of our social media presence over the last year, we have actually connected with about 10 to 12 people of all ages. I would say maybe 80% are younger kids. And that might be because their parents are millennials and they're on the internet, and if they're older, they might not be. I would say 60% of those people are foreign to where we have to use Google Translate. There are some in the United States.
One's from Slovakia, one's from Lebanon, two from Chile, that are sisters.
One in Ireland.
And it's interesting to talk to them through broken English and translator tools to see the vast differences in their healthcare and what information they have. I mean, the one from Lebanon especially was asking us all kinds of questions. Down to the shoes that he was wearing. I've been talking to the one in Brazil more recently, and to realize like this mom has like nothing. I mean, they're just like trying to get through the day. So to even see like the amount of care and information we have had, though it has seemed so little compared to some of these families, I mean, is wild. I mean, this one or two of them have said to me like, yeah, we haven't talked to anybody else. You're the first ones.
Through all of this, there's another little boy in the house, Lincoln. And Jesse and Hollie are incredibly intentional about making sure he isn't lost in the shadow of Bedford's diagnosis.
For Link, too, like his whole life is going to be somewhat built around this thing. He's going to be in school with his brother. He's going to have friends and people around that he's going to have to help. I mean, he already has to help his brother in a lot of different ways and does willingly and kindly. But those things have a impact, especially as they get older and it's more, they understand more and what's going on. And, Link wants to run off with his friends, but has Bedford in tow, right? I mean, it's just, these things that are going to happen. And so I think part of our commitment in this parenthood journey is to really focus on these two and figure out how to make sure neither of them are left behind.
We are super intentional at home to make sure that he gets one-on-one time with both of us, that we celebrate what he does. But I don't know, that's just something that's heavy on my heart too.
It's hard to grow up and realize your little brother's famous.
Yeah.
I'm joking, sort of.
They see Lincoln becoming an advocate, watching him play tag at daycare, and seeing other kids adapt to his brother.
Picking Bedford up from daycare and seeing him play tag with a kid who can run, but that kid is purposely running at a slower pace so Bedford can catch him. Like, that's such a heavy thing to watch as a mom, especially a mom who was an athlete, to know that he has not experienced the ability to run, but then to watch a 4-year-old understand how to be empathetic and care about Bedford to such a degree that he knows for Bedford to participate, he has to adapt a little bit.
The playground at Grace Christian Academy is scheduled to open this summer. It's going to be a community celebration for a boy whose name literally means it's a wonderful life.
My hope and my prayer is that when he does realize that he is different, like he wakes up with such desire to share that and not see that as true limitation or let that send him to a dark place. Like, I have been gifted this life and I have this opportunity to encourage other people to take advantage of that, live their life with purpose. Life is short. I do think that he's going to be a motivational speaker someday, with eyebrows raised and all.
I would just say, I think all of us have to go through some things like that from time to time. But there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Focus on those things that are good and try to see the light and the joy and even the hard things. Because, Bedford's situation, though at first very dark and hard, turn into something just beyond our wildest dreams. And I think for us, only God can do that. It's changed our life forever.
This has been This One Time in Kankakee from the WVLI Podcast Network. I'm Jake LaMore. Our thanks to Hollie and Jesse Erickson. If you have a story to share, send me an email at jake@milnermediapartners.com and finish this sentence for me. This one time in Kankakee. Listen to all of today's local news in one place.
Checking your WVLI News, I'm Rob West.
The WVLI News Update brings you the day's news in 10 minutes or less. Clear, credible, and on your schedule. Follow now wherever you get your podcasts or at WVLI927.com and click on air. It's all part of the new WVLI Podcast Network. The voices you trust beyond the dial.